What's up, man? Star Bronco the Frog coming at you with another reaction video. Our boy Raymar Football in the building, get him to 568,000 subscribers and like up the original video. Oh, man. It's looking like the Ballon d'Or snubbery is gonna go along for the third season in a row. We been knew the Ballon d'Or award was cooked. We knew that in 2023 when Leo Messi won it over Erling Haaland. We knew it 2024 when Rodri won it over Vinicius Jr. Now, all of a sudden, 2025, Raphinha really got pushed out of the picture by young Lamine Yamal. And y'all know I rock with Lamine, but at the end of the day, fool, come on now. The real race is between either Dembele or Raphinha. He had an historical, crazy-ass season. Yes, Yamal technically is the best player on the team in my eyes. He does the stuff that don't show on the stat sheets. If you actually watch the game, they damn near run the offense through Mean. If you give Mean the ball, the offense runs so fluidly. But this man Raphinha is a stat machine. You cannot ignore what that man been doing. But they just tossed him to the side like a damn, like that Toy Story. I don't want to play with you anymore. Now we got Yamal versus Dembele. There's been a whole debacle and a whole debate coming on with the Nations League. But as y'all know, Recency bias be kicking y'all ass. Raymar got a video. When you have a generationally historic season, but nobody cares. Let's see what goes down.
There have only ever been 4 players to reach 19 goal contributions in a single Champions League season.
Hey,
Lionel Messi,
Elite Four,
Robert Lewandowski, Cristiano Ronaldo, and not someone like R9, Neymar, Haaland, or Mbappe.
Wait,
but
really?
No other than
Hold on, wait,
Neymar,
whoa.
or Mbappe.
I'm surprised Haaland didn't do it. In 2023, that crazy season he had. Well, he did stop scoring like around the semifinal and the final, but that's neither here or there. But OG R9 ain't? Neymar did it? I know Kylian Mbappe didn't.
Then Raphinha.
Raphinha
He's tied with Cristiano Ronaldo in most contributions ever in a single campaign. Raphinha has had a season of individual brilliance that most great players in history could not have even come close to in terms of production or efficiency. This season, he was the UEFA Champions League top scorer, the UEFA Champions League top assist provider,
and top assist, bro. Y'all better not snub this man out of his top 2 finishing position. If he finished outside the top 2, bro, come on now. Recency bias, you might as well throw the goddamn award away. I personally would give it to Dembele just because he did win the Champions, depending on what you value in who wins Ballon d'Or or not. But bro, he was the top scorer and top assists, both goal or assists. GA, he did it all. He did it both.
The UEFA Champions League top assist provider had the most goal contributions in Europe. Had 7 goal contributions against Real Madrid, 6 goal contributions versus Benfica, 4 goal contributions against Borussia Dortmund, scored a hat-trick against Bayern Munich, had 3 goal contributions against Atletico Madrid, and 2 goal contributions against Inter Milan.
Unfortunately,
That's
they lost.
A season-ending total of 59 goal contributions in 57 matches. And yet, as a season has 59 goal contributions in 57 matches.
Hey, you cannot ignore this. You cannot ignore this man Raphinha putting up stats like this, bro. 59 goals and assists in 57 matches.
And yet, as the season has come to a close, well, it seems like recency bias has taken its toll.
Like
Raphinha,
always.
whose name had once been at the forefront of the Ballon d'Or race, has fallen to the likes of Ousmane Dembele and even his own teammate, Lamine Yamal. There was no viral PR campaign, no media storm declaring him the next Brazilian great. And it's not an indictment of Raphinha's performance. It's more of a critique on how the modern football ecosystem often ignores brilliance when it doesn't fit the right narrative.
Bro, and it's crazy because Raphinha, like, how is he not getting pushed? Especially as the next Brazilian great, I guess because he don't perform for the Brazilian national team. If he actually performed for Brazil, bro, this man Raphinha stock will be sky high because he got the aura, he got the height, he got the skills, he got all of that. Where is the disconnect?
Performance. It's more of a critique on how the modern football ecosystem often ignores brilliance when it doesn't fit the right narrative. Or
I didn't mean to say height, I meant to say swag.
With a shiny piece of silverware. For example, I watched a 20-minute video a couple of weeks ago talking about if the Player of the Season award should be between Lamine Yamal, Pedri, or Mbappe. And there was zero mention of the guy who actually ended up...
And not only that, didn't Lamine only score like 7 goals the second half of the La Liga season? Did Raphinha fall out during the La Liga season too? Let me know, but the Raphinha disrespect is crazy. Y'all know Lamine Yamal, my guy, but his time is coming, best believe. But this season, I feel like it'll be Raphinha, man.
Mbappe. And there was zero mention of the guy who actually ended up winning the award. But I guess comments like this on the Barcelona subreddit explains it best. By logic, it's Raphinha. By sentiment, it's Yamal. Raphinha was quietly breaking Champions League records. His 13 goals made him the third highest goal scorer in the campaign's history. And he did it while playing most of the season the third highest goal scorer in the
third highest, I'm assuming, behind Ronaldo and Messi? Or Ronaldo and Lewandowski, whoever the hell. Or Messi, whoever is top 2. Number 3, like I said, so I guess the Champions League don't mean nothing no more.
Campaign's history. And he did it while playing most of the season out wide for a Barcelona team in transition in a system that never really revolved around him.
Honestly,
did win it, even his La Liga Player of the Season award felt like an afterthought, buried under all the transfer rumors and football drama. Had it been Vinicius, Mbappe, or Yamal putting up these numbers, I think the football world would have collapsed under the weight of all the hype.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I was finna say, I don't know about Vinny, because Vinny don't got a lot of positive PR, but nah, the Madrists be going crazy, and Vinny himself will be tooting his own horn on Twitter, talking his shit. No cap, because y'all know what he said after he got snubbed for Ballon d'Or. He said he going harder, 10 times harder. It did not happen. Hey, I ain't gonna say unfortunately. I don't like Madrid, but you know I rock with Vinny, bro.
But Raphinha,
because he be getting a lot of undeserved hate.
Other winger. Heck, he was always the Plan B signing. In fact, the club had even tried to offload him last summer. The man himself, hilariously, even liked a post on Instagram saying how, like Neymar and Vinny Jr., he probably won't be winning the Ballon d'Or. So this is not about rewriting the Ballon d'Or shortlist. It might be about what we choose to celebrate. Because Raphinha didn't just have a good season. He had a spectacular one. One that stands shoulder to shoulder with some of the greatest individual campaigns of the modern era. And the fact that it went largely unnoticed and brushed aside says more about...
I prefer Yamal. I prefer Yamal to win since he's at Barca and in Kings League. He's very talented. What the hell Kings League got to do with it? But I loved Dembele too. He was like a brother to me at Barca. No Raphinha. See how they do?
Stardom and recency than it does about his actual output. So today, let's break it down. The numbers, the records, the milestones, and more importantly,
here we go.
Why it seems like the rest of the footballing world just doesn't care. To truly grasp the magnitude of Raphinha's 2024-25 campaign, by the end of the season, he racked up 34 goals and 25 assists across all competitions.
Okay. That's decent number. Erling Haaland does have me a little spoiled when it comes to looking at numbers and stats. You know, that crazy cracked ass year that he had in 2023, his first year of the Premier League where he broke the goal scoring record. But yeah, this is nice. These are nice numbers right here, man.
That's 59.
Especially the Champions League. I'm looking at just the La Liga one, but especially the Champions League, bro.
And goal contributions in 57 matches. A ratio that far outpaces many players routinely mentioned in the Ballon d'Or race. And he didn't pad those stats against lower league opposition or in blowout wins. His production came in
big
high
teams,
leverage
bro.
moments,
Raphinha's a
away
big
legs
time
in
player.
Europe, tight matches in La Liga, and Copa del Rey knockouts. It wasn't empty calorie production. It was season-defining output. In La Liga alone, Raphinha notched 18 goals and 11 assists. This made him the third highest goal contributor in the league.
Hey, shout out Mbappe, man. A lot of people talk down on him because of his start somehow, some way. And I feel like quiet. I feel like he dropped a quiet 34 goals and assists because all of his PR just completely fell off. Everybody found a new toy to play with. we tossed Mbappe to the side. Lamine Yamal. That's what everybody talk about.
Trailing only behind Mbappe and Lewandowski,
we found a new
who
chosen
both largely operate as center forwards. because what made Raphinha's numbers even more impressive was the position he played. Lining up on the left wing, he functioned more like a traditional wide playmaker. But there's nothing revolutionary with his positioning
I thought he scored, boy.
His performances were just all pure brilliance and efficiency throughout the entire season. Plus, his expected goals and expected assist data backs up the eye test.
Here we go with
These weren't
XG.
fluke goals or speculative assists. Raphinha consistently put himself and his teammates in high-quality positions with a mix of both technical precision and spatial intelligence. Dominant in finishing the goals and setting them up for his teammates. And to give you more context behind his Champions League brilliance, not only did he co-lead the competition in both goals and assists, he was involved in 22 of Barcelona's 35 goals.
Oh, that's more. Somebody do the math for me real quick. What's 22 divided by 35? Let me go ahead and look it up real quick. 63% of Barcelona's goals Raphinha was involved in. That is the true definition of MVP, low-key.
That's about 62% of the club's total production coming from Raphinha. Even Lionel Messi's most dominant Champions League campaign in the 2011-12 season saw him net 14 goals and 5 assists. Cristiano Ronaldo's legendary 13-14 run produced 17 goals and 5 assists. And back then, when those two were doing it, nobody could stop talking about it. Yet despite Raphinha's
Raphinha do it, everybody.
He wasn't made as the face of any UEFA campaigns.
But to be fair, it is more games. Maybe because of the fact it's more games. That could be it. But yeah, I don't think that's it. People pick and choose their favorite players, and Raphinha is not a lot of people's favorite player because he really doesn't have PR for whatever reason, bro. That's what it boils down to.
But when you compare his performances to other standout seasons from other wide attackers, the discrepancy becomes even more insane.
Oh yeah.
Mo Salah's 2017-18
campaign
don't disrespect
Mo.
Don't disrespect Mo, man. And 16 assists across competitions is regularly cited as one of the greatest by a winner in Premier League history. However, Raphinha's season isn't far behind in terms of raw numbers, and he achieved it in arguably a more balanced attacking structure with fewer set pieces and penalty goals. Even Neymar's heralded 2014-15 season, he had 39 goals and 7 assists, finishing in 3rd place in the Ballon d'Or.
Hold on.
He had 39 goals and 7 assists, finishing in.
Look at this list, right? I think somebody shared this list and they was like, look at where have we fallen, like, in terms of football. Went from, like, the top 10 list going from Neil, Ronaldo, Neymar, Lewandowski, Luis Suarez, Thomas Mueller, Manuel Neuer, Eden Hazard, Iniesta, Alexis Sanchez. Compared to the top 10 of this season.
Place in the Ballon d'Or. Still falls short.
Which top 10 hit harder? I wonder who he is going to be in the top 10.
So why did it seem like everyone just stopped caring? All the transfer news, drama,
shout out Alexis Sanchez, man.
Yamal is getting much more spotlight.
Chile, ain't it?
Firstly and undeniably, there's the issue of perception and branding. Raphinha, while an electric player, doesn't quite carry the marketing gravity of a Kylian Mbappe,
I don't see why not,
or Lamine Yamal.
I'm trying not to say it, but like, bro, he's swaggy. He's a swaggy character. That's as best as I can say it, bro. He's swaggy. That Raphinha got that swag. He got more swag than Kylian. He so got more swag than Vinny, so
the charisma of a Jude Bellingham, nor does he have the youth-driven hype.
Okay, maybe it's charisma and youth. Yeah, it gotta be.
Raphinha plays with ruthless efficiency, and unlike his fellow Brazilian countrymen, he doesn't really dance or posture much after he scores a goal.
Dance, see, Raphinha, you gotta get out there. You gotta get out there, get the doing your little Brazilian dances and stuff, bro. You over here doing it weak ass. No, bro. You got to get out there.
He isn't loud. His football and behavior on the pitch, while brilliant, doesn't exactly incite further emotion. He doesn't play like a villain and incites the crowd. And perhaps if he did, a lot more people would be talking about him.
Yeah, that's facts.
There's also his role in Barcelona's system under Hansi Flick. While Xavi deployed him mostly on.
It's like boxing. Like boxing and MMA is more than boxing and MMA. You also got to sell yourself as a fighter for people to come and watch you, whether it's heat or whether it's cheers, whether it's bad attention or good attention. All attention is good attention, man. You got to sell yourself, bro.
On the right side and rotated him. Flick's vertical system unlocked a new dimension in Raphinha's game. Raphinha was then used more consistently on the left side, cutting in onto his stronger foot and operating in half spaces, where he was able to excellently build up play and influence the final decisions. His chemistry with Pedri especially gave Barcelona positional flexibility and allowed him to roam much more freely. And the insane part is his pressing actually improved. He was tasked with more defensive work than in prior seasons, and still he managed his most productive season ever, which already makes his incredible season even more underrated. But domestically, maybe because Barcelona wasn't winning by double-digit margins, his performances were a lot more subtle and buried. And despite how insane he was in the Champions League, despite Raphinha playing and delivering brilliantly, as soon as they were eliminated, it felt like the highlights around him had ended and shifted to other guys on the
See what I'm saying? Y'all see how they do? I'm saying, remember, I was hearing Nuno Main shouts too. Ballon d'Or shouts, like literally, genuinely ones after they won the Nations League. Vintinha too, but I heard more Nuno Main than Vintinha. But look at this top 10 list compared to 2015. You goddamn right, it looked like football fell off. Goddamn me. Dembele, shout out me, Ma. Let me, you Ma. But Dembele, Vintinha, Raphinha. The three that's in the top 4, like, come on, bro.
The team. Because
we got Doué up there in top 6.
Lamine Yamal had popularly overtook him. And trust me, I'm not trying to hate on the kid. I think he's an incredible talent. But while many non-Madrid fans were citing the third criteria for the Ballon d'Or.
Y'all know class and fair play was only used that one time just to slight Vinicius Jr. Class and fair play will not be used as criteria for the rest of Ballon d'Or history. I tell you that right goddamn now, because he finna bring up Mean Mall talking all that shit. But hey, shout out Mean, you know, he back it up and
which just happens to be sportsmanship and behavior related as to why Vinny Jr. didn't deserve the Ballon d'Or. As we've seen with Spain's
Vinny, Nations
League final loss. And walking away from his teammates, refusing to congratulate Portugal.
Oh, hell yeah. Hey, Raymar, quit snitching. Shh, the hell up. I ain't even think about that when it came to Ballon d'Or thinking and Ballon d'Or contention and whatnot. This fair play, him walking off. Hey, man, keep this on the down low, bro. He young, baby.
Yeah, plus the overall season they've had. I just don't understand how people have Lamine Yamal over Raphinha as the Ballon d'Or favorite. But part of this also
it's
stems
more
from
stuff that's not like the stats, like I said.
The argument behind analytics and eye test narratives have really choked the audience's perspective. Raphinha's game isn't really built on flashy tricks. His goals often come from smart positioning, second post runs, or quick 1-2 combinations. His goals and assists were textbook, and that, ironically, worked against him in an environment that prioritizes moments over consistency. And the key word here is consistency.
I think his game is pretty flashy.
Went 3 matches without a goal or assist just twice all season. He scored or assisted in every Champions League knockout round. In games where Barcelona needed results, he was always among the most involved.
He was.
No time lost, no knocks, and no dips in form. While other stars went through droughts or injury layoffs, Raphinha kept ticking and kept performing. And another overlooked element is the volume and quality of chances he created
99 percentile, 98 percentile, 96 percentile, 91st percentile, 99, 99, 91st.
His open play expected assists ranked among the top 5 in Europe, averaging 2.7 key passes per 90 minutes. His shot creating actions per 90 stood at 5.8, elite territory for any possession, let alone a winger expected to press, track back, and maintain width. Despite all that, Raphinha's name was barely mentioned in the end-of-season award conversations, aside from his La Liga Player of the Season, which barely made the round on social media.
Look at Robert. Robert, you need you some glasses, man. Why they ain't give Robert no glasses? Why they ain't give Father Rob no glasses, man, so he can fit in and be cool with the cool kids, man? Rob, where your damn flag at? Your Polish flag at, man? You can wrap it around your body like the man Raphinha with the Brazil flag.
La Liga Player of the Season, which barely made the round on social media.
Look at his ass. Look at that face, Robert
Aside
Bay.
from his La Liga Player of the Season, which
Robert be having me dead, especially when he be making them damn TikToks, man.
barely
Robert
made the
little
round on
dad,
social media.
like an old dad.
This was a
trying to be
long-time
cool, like a
banner
cool
in Raphinha's
dad.
career. Throughout his journey, he's been basically overlooked at every level. He never played for a major Brazilian club, he didn't make a splashy entrance to Europe, and even when he signed for Barcelona, Portugal. He was never exactly their first choice.
I remember him at
That's
Leeds.
why last summer there were even rumors about getting rid of him or finally replacing him. But maybe another reason why not so many people care as much as they really should is because this is the first time that Raphinha really became clearly world class.
Yeah, that's true.
This anomaly that makes his 24-25 season so fascinating.
That's true. And I also feel like now that I think about it, when it comes to why he don't have a big fan base or a lot of PR surrounding him, is because of the fact that previous years in his career, he has been trash, bro. I ain't even gonna say kind of trash. He's legit been trash. Dead ass serious. When he was at Leeds, I always thought he was a bum. Last year, I thought the man was a bum. But this season, he literally turned that whole around and just is super duper just went world class like that out of nowhere. That's why I say it's either Illuminati or he's on PEDs, bro.
From what I'm noticing, a lot of people treat it as a fluke season. Maybe if it was his second or third time doing this, the discussions of the context of this season would be much greater. Because truly, Raphinha's season was
I think that
historic.
a fluke season too.
Not just good, not just above average, historic. He did everything right. Produce, improve, and deliver. It raises real questions about how we elevate greatness in the age of social media. If a 35-goal and 25-assist winger for Barcelona in the Champions League era can be ignored, what chance does anyone else have without the machinery of hype? Because despite how insane the season was, while coaches will remember the output and players will remember facing him, a lot of analysts, pundits, and fans are going to largely forget. That's why it's such a shame he isn't getting more recognition or praise for a truly historic season he had. It'll be sad that if in a few years people will be saying he had one of the most underrated seasons ever, just because he never got his due. I truly believe if he only did this towards the later half of the year, the recency bias leading up to the award would make him the clear favorite. But there might be a chance that someone does a little better than he does in the start of the next season. But because of the recency,
I don't know why. My brain went
historic season.
My brain went blank. What he said?
It'll be sad that if in a few years people will be saying he had one of the most underrated seasons ever, just because he never got his due. I truly believe if he only did this towards the later half of the year, the recency bias leading up to the award would make him the clear favorite. But there might be a chance that someone does a little better than he does in the start of the next season. But because of the recency bias, they're more favored to win the award, even if what they're doing might not have been close in terms of historic production. But hopefully, I wish him the best. And despite a lot of comments calling me a Barcelona hater, which I'm
I know a lot of people probably say that the beginning of the season doesn't have no effect on last season's Ballon d'Or winner. I look at you saying you were damn. Well, aside from last year, because I thought Vinny for sure had that Ballon d'Or lockdown when he dropped that hat trick in the Champions League. Yeah, when they rematched Borussia Dortmund, he dropped a hat? It was something, he went crazy somewhere in the Champions League, and I was like, yeah, that's your Ballon d'Or winner right there. They still gave it to Rodri.
Not. I'm just here to
so if it's not Vinny, I feel like they definitely take the beginning of the season into account.
On Raphinha's name.
But yeah, hey, push respect on that man Raphinha name. Shout out Raymar Football. Class video. Give us some snaps for Raymar, bro. When you have a generationally historic season, but nobody cares because of your previous body of work, you already set that stigma, you already set that tone of what type of player somebody forever will think you are. Like me, my first game with Bradley Barcola, he played against Newcastle. This is still stands alone at the top of my list for the worst football game I have ever seen from a footballer ever performed. He was out there laying turds on the damn pitch. It don't matter how good he does in the future. I always had it in the back of my mind that, it's Bradley. That boy Bradley. He did good this season. Like I said, he did good. He kind of slowly turning me around. But I always know Brad is that dude who was laying turrets on the field against Newcastle. But feels bad. Let me know down in the comments who y'all think go win Ballon d'Or. I definitely think Raphinha should get his just due. He should finish number 2 right there behind Ousmane Dembele. Now that I think about it, even saying it out loud, like, bro, Dembele for Ballon d'Or, like, man, give it to Mo Salah, goddammit. Hey, I'm out.